Hi everybody and welcome to the channel. If you're new around here, please consider checking out some of my 700 plus other videos for racing, adventures, training and reviews just like this one. So in short, this review is more of a walkthrough what the vest looks like, what it has to offer, and just give you a bit more of an insight into the vest itself, whether it's something you might consider purchasing. So this particular vest is the Hardrock 100 2018 version. Whilst it's a relatively difficult vest to get hold of, there are other iterations and variants of the Hardrock edition from Ultimate Direction which have a very similar feature list. The features itself are now indicated on the screen just in case I happen to forget anything, and you can find more details in the link in the description box below. So with that said and done, let's talk about the way it fits, what you can do with the vest, its features and its functionality. For me, with a smaller frame, often it's quite difficult to find a vest that really suits my needs, especially in terms of comfort. With this vest, you've got the solid clasps here and the ability to tighten and loosen as required. The more you fill your pack, obviously you're going to have to adjust as necessary. When I've been doing my 50-mile training, the 50-mile run itself, it was really paramount to me that I had a vest that was suitable for all those different moments throughout the race. It wasn't the vest that I'm using today, it was a different vest. And because of that, I was looking for an alternative for next year when I run that same 50-miler again. Ultimate Direction has been a brand that I've used for a while now. I've actually got another review on this channel of the Ultimate Direction clutch bottle, which I'll put a link to above now. And also I'll mention it later on in the video as to where you could use that clutch bottle if you're also using it in combination with this vest. So we've got two pockets, one up here and one up here. Now they're actually for a specific purpose, and that purpose is for your tracker. When you're doing ultra races, very often you'll receive a tracker. They want to put up on your shoulder. That can be quite irritating. So it's really nice to have a pack that actually has this built in. You could use these pockets for something slightly different, but bear in mind that this one and this one here, I don't know if you can see, they have holes to the top and the bottom. If you put something valuable in there, I couldn't guarantee that it wouldn't come out, and for safety, it probably wouldn't be wise to have it in there in the first place. Moving down the vest, you can see here that we've got an option for a bottle, and I'll show you the bottles in a moment. We've got here a larger pocket that's separated down the middle, elasticated seams that you can put gels and other items in. Following down again, you've got a further pocket down the bottom, which again you could continue to use gels or other items that are ones that you want to have quick access to. These pockets are very lightweight, very thin, and very easy to access with one hand. On the opposite side, a similar setup, but not quite the same. What we have here is a zip pocket. Now for me, I'm using a larger iPhone. That does fit in there, so most phones should. Bear in mind, when this vest was designed, it was a couple of years ago, so phones were not the same size at that point. So a nice zipped pocket there. In here, you do not have the same storage for a bottle, but again, two elasticated points. And then down here, you've got a further pocket, and what I really love is another nice zip pocket there. That could be a trash pocket where you're throwing the gels that you've used before, and just again, a nice storage area. Now, when you're looking at this vest, you may well decide that you don't actually want to carry bottles with you, and that's absolutely fine. What you've got here is the option to connect a bladder as well. Now, where I'm holding my hands at the moment might not be the exact position you'd connect your bladder to, but at the back, when I show you, it's got a capacity for up to 2 litre bladder. It's not included with the vest itself when you purchase it, but it is an additional add-on. Now, let's talk about the bottles. So the bottle that the vest comes with, this one here, you can see it's actually angled. It's built in already at that angle, at that point. That means that when you sit it in the vest, it is actually angled away from you. Slightly awkward, but what you could do is turn that to face you. Of course, if you're doing that, then it could possibly hit against your body like this. What you can also do is purchase a standard Ultimate Direction bottle, which also fits in there and does not have the angle. Further to this, you could buy a straw, and the straw connects simply to either of these bottles, and then you've got easy access. The first issue you have though at this point would be that you're currently carrying only 500 ml up front. Now if you're doing a 50-miler, 100-miler, you're going to need as a mandatory requirement to carry more than that, which is where the Ultimate Direction clutch could be handy for you, or the bladder as I mentioned before. So this is what you're working with, and I'll just show you now how that fits into the pocket. So with the bottle safely stowed away, you can then see your access points to the other pockets around here. What I really like about it is up here, you've got another option to tighten and tighten and tighten. As we all know, when you're running and you start to lose fluid, what often happens is the bottles start to ride up, or indeed ride down, and then you have a bit more of an issue. Whereas here, what you can do is Open, lock into the desired place, and then tighten again, just like so. Tighten your vest as you go, ensuring that it's got the comfort level that you're after. So you can see that up front, actually, it's got a lot of really, really great access points. And for me, running an ultra, that's exactly what I look for. Nothing more frustrating than trying to get something quickly, and you've got to reach across your body, and it becomes quite cumbersome and difficult to use. Before we look at the back, what I'm going to do is show you the sides. So down the side here, you can see we've got one easy to access zip. Again, what I like about this, in many vests, for whatever reason, it puts the zip on the opposite side. You have to pull yourself right across. Here, easy zip. Zip in, zip closed, and you've got great access. Opposite side, same sort of thing again. Zip in, zip out, and you can access those very, very simply. Something like a waterproof jacket would fit there really, really nicely. Or again, quick needed items. Perhaps you're carrying some sort of nutrition or hydration that before you get to an aid station, you want to quickly grab it, fill the bottle up, load it up with water or fluid, and keep on moving. Let's turn to the back and see what's on offer. It seemed a bit strange to be talking to the wall, so it makes sense to show you like this. So what have we got here with the back? Well, in terms of the storage and capacity, I mentioned before, you can put yourself a bladder in the back here. So we've got one pocket here, one large pocket. Inside this pocket is something pretty amazing. You've got, with the Hardrock 100 detailing, it's a rain cover and sun cover that goes over the top of the pack in its entirety. So that's really, really useful to have. And again, you can see we've got the loops. These loops are always there, lots and lots of loops, so you can definitely carry everything you might need, including poles I mentioned earlier. So let's put that away for the moment. In here you can have a bladder. Within that first pocket, you've also got then a secondary pocket with elasticated seams. That's contained nicely with a solid zip across the top. So there's that zip pocket at the back. In front of that, what we have is another elasticated pocket, goes down there, all the way down, as you can see. And then what you can do is use this and use different fasteners to ensure this is a nice tight fit on your back. Further to that, you've got another zip pocket there, which again, you could put anything that you would want perhaps somebody else to access for you. So if you're in an aid station, you want someone to pull something out the back for you. If you notice the zip pocket, not going to be rifling around inside, which can be more frustrating and difficult for you to deal with. So as a look, I think also it's a great colourway, a great design. This is a 2018 version, but ultimately what you've got is a fantastic pack. Bundles and bundles of storage. You can also see, as I've turned it around now, the additional loops that are down here for poles, and the same here as well. Depends how you want the poles to be. And what I do also like is kind of like this exoskeleton approach here with these really solid form pieces of plastic that keep the vest in shape and tight to your body. As I turn it around now, as I've taken it off, you can see then the material inside. This nice breathable material. Soft here. Now, I've never been somebody who would run with shirtless and just the vest, but I can see why somebody can actually manage to do so with this, because it's a very, very comfortable vest. And there's no real sort of nasty sharp points or edges that are going to really hurt you. This is a real nice soft fabric down both sides, and that will sit comfortably on your back. And what we've got here is a vest that's been designed for its intended purpose, is to run 100 milers. The other thing I would say, as I mentioned earlier, is there's a question mark over the fluid capacity. If you don't like running with a bladder, you're going to have to consider a different option. And it's going to be either a handheld, or you're going to have to look for a bottle that is more suited to perhaps this side here. I personally feel like even if you could run with a bottle in there, it's going to come out. It's not going to be a reassuring model for you to use long term in a race. So for me, I'm using this vest. I do it in combination with a handheld, perhaps the Ultimate Direction clutch or something similar. There's a lot of different varieties out there for handhelds. And if I had the option available to me, I may well invest in a bladder. But for a 100 miler, for a 50 miler, I don't really want fluid sitting on my back, getting warm throughout the day. It's not a nice look for me or a nice feel. So with that said and done, if you found this review of value, please do let me know. Please let me know in the comments below. Again, if you're not subscribed, please do consider subscribing. And thanks a lot for checking out this Ultimate Direction Hardrock vest.